You must be dumb. If you want to achieve your goals, you gotta be dumb. You gotta be delusional. What do I mean by that? I don't mean you just lack intelligence. But what I mean is you ignore the obvious. You ignore the impossible. You ignore the logically irrelevant. Whatever is going to hold you back, you ignore it. Even though that might be the truth in 99% of cases, if you want to make it as far as you think you want to make it, you're going to have to be somewhat delusional. You're going to have to think you can do the impossible. You're going to have to make yourself believe it. That's like, you know what I'm saying? If you're a salesman, I've used this example before. If you're a salesman, the person next to me might be better than me. But if I want to get that bonus at the end of the quarter for being the best, even though I know he's better than me, guess what? I'm the best. Even though he has numbers to prove he's better than me, I'm still the best. You know why? That delusion is what's going to keep you pushing, keep you going forward. You got to force yourself to believe some things. Don't force yourself to be stupid. But if delusion or being dumb is what it's going to take to keep yourself going and not letting someone else tear you down, then hey, you're going to have to be dumb. You're going to have to be delusional. I'd rather be that than someone who thinks there's limitations. I'd rather be dumb and delusional than someone who quits just because there's a barrier. Just because the normal person can't do it. I don't want to quit just because the normal person can't do it. Just because the average 99% of people can't do it doesn't mean I can't even try. And people are going to think you're dumb and delusional for that, for still trying what most people cannot do. But at the end of the day, it's your goal. They didn't reach it for a reason. You're trying to reach it. Don't end up like the 99%. Don't end up like the rest of them. You gotta be dumb. You're gonna be stupid. You gotta be, you gotta be crazy, a psycho, lunatic to chase some of these goals. You know what I'm saying? Staying up 3 days in a row. You know what I'm saying? Not talking to anybody because they're tearing you down. You're gonna have to do some crazy things for crazy success. You don't just put in mild effort and get crazy success. You get what you put. What you put in is what you get out. If you put in mild effort, you get out mild results. If you put in crazy, lunatic, psycho effort, delusional, dumb effort, you get out stupid, crazy success. You know what I'm saying? You have to put in what you want. You're going to have to go around other people's opinions. You're going to have to force yourself to think you can get through something. You know why? Y'all like to say manifest. I don't call it manifest. I just call it working hard and believing you can do it when most people can't. There's no such thing as manifesting success. You're not finna sit there and just think that it will come. That's a different type of delusion that we don't want. The delusion that we do want is you forcing yourself to believe that you're better than everybody and everything else in your way. That's the delusion that's going to get you somewhere. Be delusional, be dumb. But go out there and do what most people think is impossible. You know why? Because when you don't, and later down the road when you're 28, 29, 36, 42, and you're like, dang, I really should have started that business when I was younger, but I didn't because everybody else told me I would fail. Or I had multiple people that also tried it and they all failed. Therefore, I couldn't do it. That's what I'm saying. You letting other people's limitations limit you. They're not your barriers. They were their barriers. You don't know until you try. So I don't know why you wouldn't even try. And then when it comes to competition, when it comes to, starting a business and you have competitors, when it comes to making relationships, trying to get friends, a spouse, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to any of that, you're going to have to think you're better than everybody else, even though you're not. But you're going to have to force yourself to think you're better. You must remain humble. But there's also a point where it's okay to be somewhat delusional. Force yourself to go forward. Delusional people make it the farthest because they go against what the norm is. Delusional really just means going against the norm. That's really all it is. A little bit crazy, but not in a bad way. You're just going to redefine norms. But when people figure out that, hey, what we thought was normal wasn't normal for him, he can get through anything that he gets put through, and he can do what most of us couldn't do. That's going to build way more respect amongst you, amongst your name, amongst the effort you put in. And that's what you want, right? That's what you want. That's how your business will grow. That's how you will get more recognition. It doesn't matter what your goal is. You going through what most people can't go through is what will separate you from the rest. Because to be fair, we could say someone like David Goggins is delusional, getting up every day, running how much miles he runs, taking a cold shower, going out there and diving in, below 0 degree water. We could say he's delusional. But he pushes himself more than the average person. That separates him. He might be delusional, but that separates him. They're doing what's different. They're doing something very different. That's hard to do for most people. That's really all it is. If you can do what most people can't, you will be successful. You know why? Because everything needs to get done. So if only you can do this one thing and nobody else can, guess who people are going to come to for it to get done? You. You got to learn to stand out. Be delusional. Push yourself to the limits. You let society standards stop you. Because, most people can't start a business until they're 25. Or, you know what? Most people don't buy a house until they're 38. You know what? Most people don't have kids until they're 42. You let society tell you what your standards are when you should determine your standards. If you want to start that business at 19, why wait? Do it. It don't matter if people say, most people who start at 19 fail. You must be 28 before you start and get success. Don't let people tell you that. Go against the odds. Be delusional. They might think you're crazy, dumb, don't want to listen, hard-headed. Do it. They're not going to give you that money. They're not going to give you your success. They're not going to give you your dream body. They're not going to reach your goals for you. You got to go and reach them. Ignore them. They're going to always say something. They're going to always say what you can't, what you're not supposed to do. They're always going to be talking. You might as well just go against them. You might as well be the one in a million, the delusional one, who didn't listen to anybody, who only listened to themselves. But guess what? Their mind was telling them, you can do it no matter what happens. All you gotta do is work hard enough, work long enough, put the effort in. That's all you gotta do. Yes, everybody's telling you can't do it. Everybody said they couldn't do it. And there's a high chance I will fail. But I'm not. That's the type of delusion you want. That's the type of mindset you want. You want to know that a lot of people say you can't do it. A lot of people couldn't do it. And there's a high chance you probably won't be able to. But you're still going to tell yourself you can. You're still going to tell yourself you can. Like when it comes to losing weight. That's a big one. A lot of people attempt to do. And a lot of people say, you know what? You can't lose 100 pounds in 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Even doctors will try to tell you that. Oh, that's not healthy. You can't lose 100 pounds in 3 months. But there's people who do it. There's people who've did it. There's people who's done it. You know what I'm saying? But it's what that delusion. They wouldn't get to what most people said was safe, was normal, was possible. And they did what wasn't normal. But it worked. They got success. They reached their goal. You know what I'm saying? That's all that matters. I know I've been saying the same thing for the last 10 minutes, but look, I want you to know that the only way to achieve the impossible is to make yourself believe that it is possible. That's what delusion is. Remember, no matter what happens, as long as you're alive, life goes on.